Alright, I apologize in advance if I start screaming and swearing a lot in this review, but Ultima 8 fucking blows! It's one of the most rushed, poorly designed abominations of a so-called RPG to ever blight the planet. The ruination of what was once a great gaming franchise. You know, I don't think I've ever been as disappointed in a sequel as I was with this piece of shit with okay, now that's not fair. God damn it. I meant the most disappointing game sequel of all time with okay, fine. But this game was still god-awful, and I mean unbelievably bad. Rushed out by Electronic Arts in about 3 months, less than half completed, with almost all of its storyline and game functionality slashed and burned to meet a deadline. The result of all this is a sluggish, virtually non-existent storyline combined with almost completely crippled, useless fucking gameplay and numerous game-breaker bugs. For instance, several maps are incomplete. Several quests are incomplete. Conversations with important characters are incomplete. And there's a romance subplot that's also incomplete. And of course, the platforming. Oh god! The platforming. Basically, the way the game was shipped, it was unplayable. But I'll get to that in a minute. Do you have any idea the questions I had to answer when I saw this game in the store? Well, hey Mom, look! It's the new Ultima game! You know, it's like those role-playing games I play all the time? No, Mom. Role-playing games are not satanic. How many times do I have to— Whoa! I know it looks bad, what with the, you know, the demonic pentagram and the hellish flames covering the entire box, but you play a good guy. I'm the Avatar, you know, with the compassion and goodness and virtue and justice and performing blood sacrifices to summon the devil from hell so I can absorb his demonic powers, plunging the world into a fiery cataclysm. And Mom, where are you going? Mom! Wait, you can't leave me in here like this! Mom, it's just a game! I'm not a Satanist! I'm not a Satanist, I swear! Mom! Mom!
Well, Avatar. You have managed to thwart me once again.
Alright, so after you save all of Britannia by restoring the cosmic serpents of balance, order, and chaos to their rightful place in the ethereal plane, the Guardian takes this opportunity, since you're sort of cosmically adrift, and abducts you.
We do have a score to settle.
Can't help you, Avatar. Sorry, we're really busy, but good luck with that.
You have been a thorn in my side for far too long, Avatar.
He tells you he's exiling you to a world he's already conquered into his dominion called Pagan, where there's no hope of escape and nobody's even heard of the Avatar.
I banish you to the world of Pagan. No one here knows of the Avatar.
Yeah, that's new. Nobody's heard of me. You know what? I'm still not over this. This fucking peckerwood still pisses me off. How do you not know the goddamn Avatar? I ask. I mean, really. So the Guardian drops your ass in the ocean and promises to keep you updated as he conquers Britannia now that you're out of the way. Although all that really means is he repeats the same 3 or 4 lines through the entire game about how Britannia's burning. It's tedious.
At this very moment, Britannia burns. At this very moment, Britannia burns. Hark! Is that the sweet song of lamentation I hear? At this very moment, Britannia burns. Hark! Is that the sweet song of lamentation I hear?
Anyway, some fisherman named Devin hauls you out of the water in his net, and, you know, already I got big problems with this game. Just look at the Avatar. I mean, what happened? He's dressed like a fucking clown all of a sudden with some retarded bucket on his head. He doesn't look anything like he did at the end of Serpent Isle at all, and when you open your inventory, everything's gone. I mean, everything? Every single thing he had. The magic armor, the rings, the earrings, all that stuff that was literally belted on him, all the super magic serpent artifacts that made me unto a god, and now they're just gone. So I start thinking, well, maybe he was sinking in the water and he took all of it off to keep from drowning, right? But no! Look at this! He looks this way when the Guardian dumps his ass on Pagan. So what, did the Guardian, like, take his big fucking hand and completely undress the Avatar all by himself, and then throw him this completely ridiculous set of clothes, like,
Good luck on Pagan dressed like this, shithead. Oh, man. Oh, you look like such an asshole. Woo.
You don't even get to pick your character's gender or appearance anymore. You're just stuck with this blonde doofus dude. But it's just as well, because your character spends this entire time as this blank slate with a bucket on his head. Because there's no role-playing here. You don't have any choices or moral imperative anymore, and there's basically no story to speak of. Well, alright, you want to know what the story is? You wash up on shore, and Devin tells you to go talk to a sage about how to get off Pagan.
Well done, mortal. The item of Blackrock which you now possess is the first key to unlocking tremendous power within yourself.
Oh yeah, the $25 I spent on that Ultima speech pack? Money well spent. The sage tells you the only way off is to kill the 4 titans of the elements who rule Pagan and absorb their powers to become a titan yourself. Basically a god of all 4 elements.
Beyond earth, water, air, and fire, there is another element. A 5th element.
The 5th element? No!
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
And that's seriously it. You go to a rock level, a fire level, a water level, and a wind level. You get an artifact in each one that allows you to kill the Titan, and then you build the Blackrock Gate and win. And, you know, while that might sound interesting, like, oh, we're exploring cool, weird alien environments, yeah, believe me, it's not. Because every goddamn level looks the exact fucking same. Dark, gray, monochrome caves. Everywhere you go, it's a gray cave. Or a gray tunnel, gray caves, gray halls. Every fucking thing in this game is gray. Half the time, I doubt you'd even be able to tell if you're indoors or outdoors. I mean, can you guess what element this place is? It's fire. Yeah, obviously, right? What about this one? Can you guess? Wind. It's just also featureless and gray and boring and gray, and there's no landmarks or points of reference, and everywhere looks the same no matter where you are. And it doesn't help that 90% of the fucking enemies in this game are zombies and ghosts no matter where you go. There's nothing that distinguishes one place from another in this fucking game because there's nothing but gray and zombies. Oh, well, okay, sorry, I forgot about the mushrooms. Pagan is full of giant fucking mushrooms. I guess because there's never any sunlight on Pagan, or something. Although there are trees as well, so hell if I know. This place should be called the Mushroom Kingdom instead of Pagan. I think all the mushrooms are mainly so they can justify having these frigging fucking red mushrooms everywhere, which explode in a fireball whenever you step on them. Because, you know, in a game with awful, barely working controls, why not fill your dungeons with lethal mushroom minefields? You will jump into these fucking things so many goddamn times, and trying to avoid them would be bullshit even if the controls weren't absolute garbage, which they are. Oh, but that's not even close to being the worst of it. You know what blows you up even more than the fucking mushrooms? The treasure chests. Every shit-sucking treasure chest in this game is apparently trapped with a fucking hand grenade or something, because every fucking one of them explodes and fucking kills you whenever you fucking open one. I mean, who does this? The guards in the city trap their own chests with bombs? Okay, I'll give you that one, but I could go to a farmer's house, and apparently he traps his chest with a fucking claymore too. Do they just sell exploding fucking treasure chests at the general store and everyone's got one? Wouldn't you want one that doesn't burn your fucking house down when it goes off? Oh, but get a load of this. Even if you've got the mother-humping key, the chest still explodes. What kind of sense does that make? I mean, this blows my mind. How is anyone supposed to open these fucking things? Fuck! You know, it'd really be great if this game allowed you to, I don't know, create a character that might have the ability to disarm traps on his own. Just like, what game? Every other Ultima game before this? Like, imagine if this happened in The Legend of Zelda, where every fucking chest just detonated when you touched them. Like, even the one in your house, just BAM! Fuck you! And when you're playing Ultima 8, you don't know that every single chest explodes. You keep thinking, like, you're just unlucky, or, like, they can't all be trapped, right? Oh, and by the way, having a maxed out dexterity doesn't matter. The only way to get into a chest safely is to cast a destroy trap spell from a scroll. And even that makes the chest explode. But you know what the sickest thing is? The sickest thing of all this? There's almost never anything good in any of the chests. The reward is never worth the risk. All the best shit in this game is either lying right out in the open or on dead bodies. But we gotta do it, right? You gotta open treasure chests. We're like hardwired to get loot. And also, you need to do it anyway because you need all the coins you can get because all the fucking magic spells in this game cost an arm and a leg. So you gotta rob everybody in this game blind to get it. Oh, and if anyone ever sees you stealing or even moving something that doesn't belong to you, this asshole appears and makes you explode. Explode like fucking Looney Tunes? I mean, Jesus Christ. He blows your ass up for the most minor offenses. It's fucking nuts. Oh, but apparently I can go murdering city guards with absolutely no repercussions. Figure that one out. But I suppose I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got to go back to the beach. The gray beach where you start, because I have to explain how not Ultima this game is. For instance, there's no character portraits of any kind anymore. All the dialogue is in this weird, blocky digital font, which just doesn't belong. Also, we don't have companions anymore, which I suppose I get because we're in a new world and nobody knows us, but it's just out of place considering we haven't gone alone since Ultima 2. You just can't interact with the world nearly as much as you could in Ultima 7. Remember when you could bake bread and forge swords if you really wanted to? Well, that's out. The weapons and armor are also far more limited. We only have one-handed weapons. There's no polearms, no ranged weapons of any kind, no bows, no guns, unless you count Molotov cocktails and some things you find called death discs, which are so inconvenient you'll never use them anyway. There's no lockpicks, and for a game that essentially requires you to steal from everybody, you'd think that would be a given. And the game is so easily exploited to max out your stats, it's hilarious. Hell, the strategy guide flat out tells you to do it. Not that you really need a strategy guide to figure this stuff out. I did in about 2 minutes. Just draw your weapon and left-click to swing. And keep on left-clicking for a half an hour. For extra fun, just beat the shit out of Devin for a while. See, he's a plot-critical NPC, so he never dies, and he never even fights back. He never even really gets mad. Because your strength and dex go up as long as you're attacking something. And it doesn't matter what it is. Even if you're attacking nothing at all. I can max out my whole character within 30 minutes of booting up. And you want to max out intelligence? Just cast a spell over and over again, and when you're out of mana, rest for an hour, and then keep casting it until you're maxed out, which will take about 10 minutes. Game's broken. Well, at least you'd think so, right? Check this out. Even with a maxed out strength of 25, look at how long it takes to drop one zombie. Can you believe that? And I have a magic weapon equipped. Imagine if I didn't max out my stats, how long that'd take. Common city guards? Shit, forget about that. 20, maybe 30 hits? It's just unbelievable. And I didn't even mention the one repetitive overhead smash attack you have. It just looks stupid. The avatar belts a fucker over the head over and over like Homie D. Clown.
This is for you, and that's for your dumbass daddy.
There's just no complexity or strategy to the combat in this game at all. It's just walking up to dudes and click until they die. Just clicking over and over again. I'd call it similar to Diablo, but that'd be an insult because there's actual maneuvering and tactics in Diablo. I kind of feel bad about complaining about the combat in Ultima 7 now. I mean, sure, it was pretty uninvolving, but at least there was still strategy in preparing for combat. There was party management there, it wasn't just clicking. Although, if you don't really feel like fighting, most of the time you can just run away, and they don't even bother to chase you. After all, almost all the enemies in this game are zombies. They're not gonna catch you. Alright, well, I've been kind of dancing around the issue because I didn't want to start off this review by going completely apeshit, but here's the thing, I originally bought Ultima 8 on floppy disk, not this. And if you have no idea what in the hell floppy disks are, you probably weren't even alive back when we used them, but back in the dark ages, before the internets, people used to store data on things that looked like this. You could cram upwards of 1.44 megabytes up on this sweet baby. This was still around the time we were figuring out lasers and optical media. Anyway, the floppy disk version kinda had a little, problem? The problem being it was kinda, sorta, completely, absolutely fucking unplayable. I mean, hopelessly broken on a fundamental design level. And it's because Ultima 8 has the absolute worst jumping controls I've ever seen. Yes, I repeat, jumping. For some insane, bewildering reason, they decided to make platforming a major focus of their new dark, adult-oriented role-playing game. Who in the hell thought Ultima needed this? You know, I've reviewed a shitload of Ultima games, but I don't think I ever complained, you know what this game really needed? Platforming over instant death pits, and lots of it. And it sucks! Oh, it sucks in so many ways. Like, just being able to jump up on a ledge directly in front of you, okay? You have to be in just the right position, facing the perfect angle to the wall, 1 degree left or right, and you just hop up and down in place like a fucking idiot. But that is so small potatoes compared to the floating rocks in the fucking water. These fucking rocks. You come across the first set of rocks about 20 minutes into the game, and I guarantee you, this is where you will smash the keyboard after about 15 minutes of trying to cross this fucking lake and failing about 1,000 times. Oh, and you will fail. See, you jump by clicking both mouse buttons at the same time, but there's no way to really target where you're jumping to, because you only ever jump straight ahead. And I know that seems obvious, but it can be a real fucking problem in Ultima 8 with its camera angle, because if you're even slightly off if you're even slightly off center, you fall in the water and die instantly. Not only do you have to angle yourself precisely for every single jump, the isometric perspective here makes it impossible to judge. Ah, damn it! The isometric perspective makes it impossible to judge distance and your angle. There's no way to tell if you're lined up with a distant asshole. Fuck you! What am I doing wrong? He keeps overshooting the fucking cocksucker! Why are the rocks so fucking tiny anyway? Who put these things here? I mean, sometimes you'll be right. Oh, bullshit! Oh, fuck you! Fuck! Oh, what is that? Fuck! Don't you just love it? The Avatar can't swim at all? I mean, at fucking all? The guy's completely helpless the instant he gets in more than ankle deep in the water. Just drowns instantly. Oh, there's a spell that lets you walk on fucking lava, but not one that keeps you safe from the enemy deadlier than grass. A fucking pool. Oh, fuck your balls! Fuck you! I think the actual reason he drowns instantly is because there's a monster in the water at all times, in every part of the water, waiting to drag you under the instant you fall in. I mean, this fucker is everywhere. Even this guy's pool in his house, which is floating in outer space. Just literally following you around and waiting to devour your ass. One might raise the perfectly logical question why it didn't eat you the moment you dropped in the water at the beginning of the game. And that usually leads to another perfectly logical question. Why am I still playing this piece of fuck? The only way you could have beaten this game back then was to literally save on every single rock after every single jump. And there are dozens of these areas. And get this, later on, the rocks rise and sink. And after that, they move side to side. For fuck's sake, I can't believe it. Oh, you have to tippy-toe backwards on the rock before you leap forward. God, that's how picky this fucking platforming is. Half a step off and instant death. God, it's about a fucking... What? No! No! No!
Touch me, do what you want to. Say no, then I just need you, babe. You're gonna drive me insane.
It was so disastrously bad they had to release a patch, but remember, this was before the internet was in common usage. Now a patch is no big deal, but back then this was a huge hassle. The first challenge being even aware there was a patch available in the first place. I don't even remember how I got the patch now. I probably had to dial up a BBS, and I bet half of you don't even know what a BBS is. Later on, patch versions became available on CD, and almost every version you can find now is patched to fix the platforming. Basically what it did was allow you to target jumps on exact locations with your mouse cursor, which makes it easier, I guess, but it's really clear the platforming was intended to be a major focus of the gameplay. They were really proud of this because there's so many of these areas. So the patch makes a significant portion of the game completely pointless busy work. You still want to save before making any jumps though, because even with the patch, the jumping is sometimes off target. Anyway, again, most of the game is spent learning all the different kinds of magic, which works differently on Pagan. But this also has its own share of problems because even patched, the magic system is glitched like crazy. But let's start with the fact you have to collect and organize reagents for 4 different schools of magic. which all have their own unique method of preparing spells. As if the inventory wasn't cluttered enough with this tiny little backpack, now you gotta organize thousands of magic ingredients into separate bags, also you remember where they are, along with all your money, your potions, your weapons, your armor, your spellbooks, your wands, your keys, your scrolls, your gemstones, and your quest items. All in this little fucking backpack. This game can kiss my ass. Fucking with the inventory in this little backpack for 3 straight games really puts my balls in a salad shooter. Would it really have been such a big deal to just have a convenient, easy to read and organize inventory screen? You spend so much wasted time in this game digging through your bag whenever you want to do something for a magic tchotchke, stacking shit around, pulling one thing out of the stack, putting that in its own bag, waving a magic wand over it again and again and again. Hey, I got an idea. What if we just had our spells arranged in a nice, neat book we could just open and click on the spell we want for quick reference? You know, like Ultima 7? That was easy, right? Here there's no dynamic flow to combat at all. No way to quickly cast spells because you have to have everything prepared way ahead of time, and when you want to cast it, you gotta stop the game, open up your inventory, find the enchanted widget, and double-click on it. Not only that, most of the spells are glitched and never run out of charges, so you can cast stuff dozens of times, like having a shield up, making you effectively immortal as you nuke everything around you. Anyway, the first thing you have to do in this game is master necromancy by apprenticing yourself to a dark wizard who raises the dead to serve him, and you're forced to commit several murders at his command. That is, when he's not forcing you to do his bitch work by collecting wood for him or finding shit in the catacombs. The catacombs, which are, of course, a huge gray maze full of zombies. And you have to do this, you have to learn the black magic to escape, and you have to do all this evil bullshit! Fuck this, I quit. I'm gonna buy a house here in Pagan. It's not that bad here. I like the mushrooms, it's far away from the water. But hey! What the fuck? These kids are attacking me. What the hell did I do? Get the fuck away from me, you little bastards. Oh, you want some? Yeah. Oh, you want some too? Yeah. Bash your fucking brains out, yeah. That's what you get, fucking kids. Oh, what? Now, hey, come on, you saw that, right? I didn't start shit. I was just defending myself from those little Hey, now look, I'm the goddamn Avatar, and I had no other choice, alright? It was like 6 little bastards coming at me like... I could have been really badly hurt, alright? What was I supposed to do? I'm the good guy. After mastering necromancy, you then have to master wind magic called theurgy. First they tell you to climb a gray mountain, and then they send you under their gray monastery to mine silver in their gray caves. And for some insane reason, the chamber holding all the silver, which I remind you is necessary for the theurgists to construct their spells, is full of hideously lethal traps, enormous goddamn spiders, and zombies. Once you get the silver, you take it to a blacksmith who turns it into your magic items. And wait, what in the fuck is he doing with his hand? That's disgusting! Sir! I abhor you! Oh my god! After that, you have to see the water titan who lives in, you guessed it, a gray cave. She promises to teach you magic if you release her into the world, which, like a dumbass, you do, only for her to turn around and screw you by announcing she's going to destroy the world with storms and hurricanes.
Thank you, foolish one, for your actions. Consider my gift of your wretched life as payment. I will have my vengeance upon your pathetic kind. I will slay the descendant of my jailer. Let us see who can reach Devon first, groundling.
Yeah, oops. And by the way, even though Hydros just directly threatened Devon, she never follows up on it because that plotline was cut since the game was rushed out the door. And finally you learn sorcery, the demonic fire magic taught by the fire titan Pyros. To do this, you first have to summon a demon to have one of the head sorcerer's apprentices violently murdered and torn to pieces. God, I remember when I used to be a good guy. Those were fun times. After that, you have to become the guy's new apprentice and help him summon the frigging devil by chanting around a pentagram. During the summoning, you learn that the master can control Pyros with a magic rock that holds his essence called the Tongue of Flame, so you have to kill the master now and take it. But unfortunately, the master lives in a place called the Obsidian Fortress, which you'd think would be black, but instead it's a gray cavern. Again. You also meet Arcadian here, who some of you might remember as the demon inside the Black Sword from previous games, but for some reason, plot hole! He doesn't remember you. Oh, holy shit. Look, the master just summoned 2 demons to stop me. Oh man, I'm screwed. How will I overcome these impossible odds? No man could possibly defeat 2 demons. So I guess I'll just run past them in the next room and forget about it. Well, jeez, that was easy. It's almost like this game wasn't play-tested at all. Once you've mastered all the magic on Pagan and you're ready to destroy the Titans, this guy who helps you out named Mithrin gives you a spell to travel back to the ethereal plane to fight them. And he also offers to sell you magic to wreak complete devastation on the entire planet. Yes, he offers to sell you the Armageddon spell for $1,000. What in the hell is wrong with this guy that he's willing to sell you a spell that can destroy all life everywhere, including him? What good is $1,000 if nobody's alive to spend it? This makes no sense! So of course I gotta cast it, right? It's like the fucking history eraser button, some things you just gotta do. So it's Armageddon time, we cast the spell, and it's completely lame. Jeez, for an apocalypse that was pretty weak, right? Went to all that trouble and that was the best they could do? Fuck. Oh my god, the ethereal plane isn't a fucking gray cave? Holy shit! I'm seeing a color other than gray! Oh my god, I'm so happy! Oh, fuck! Even in outer space, everything's a fucking gray cave! Why? It's just all so boring! It's just more jumping around on rocks and fuck! You jump around until you find the Titan, and after all that work, after playing the whole game that's been building up to these cataclysmic fights with the evil gods of Pagan, you finally confront them in their home domain, and you click a magic rock on them from your inventory and kill them without any resistance whatsoever. I'm not even kidding. You just go from one cave to another, find the Titan. Bullshit! That was bullshit! That was impossible! What should be an awesome series of boss fights is easily one of the biggest letdowns in gaming history. You're just clicking an item on each one and they die instantly without a fight.
This is not possible!
It's even less satisfying than the boss fights in the Zelda CDI games. You know, at least there, you kinda have to maneuver and dodge shit and actually hit the guy. You're not just clicking on the bad guy. This sucks. Once you've clicked the 4 Titans to death, you absorb their power and become the Titan of Ether. You're literally a god now, and you open a black gate of your own to leave Pagan at last. You step through into a white, misty area, and I'm really not sure what this place is supposed to be, but it's cool. Then you appear in a red, hellish waste, with blasted skies and devastated lands all around. And towering above you is an enormous monument to the Guardian. You're too late. Britannia has fallen. You know, it's funny, because when you play Ultima 9, Britannia never actually looks like that. And in fact, the intro for this game directly contradicts everything you just saw in this ending, because you don't even go back to Britannia like it just showed. And really, this game contradicts every single thing that happened in Ultima 8, and every single Ultima game, like, ever. Alright, I have to explain something to you about this game here. Ultima 9 is the whole reason I started this retrospective, because, you know, I realized that I couldn't review 9 without reviewing every single game that came before it, because you really had to take this ride from the beginning to really understand the heights from which this series fell down to this point. I mean, you really had to see everything to really comprehend what a god-awful piece of shit this game really is, because I tell you this now with no hyperbole, with complete fucking honesty, Ultima 9 is, without a doubt in my mind, the biggest betrayal. Oh, bad move coming back for seconds, motherfucker. This time I'm ready. Yeah! This could take a while, folks. I'll see you next time for Ultima 9.
Got the headless, get Oreo. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Ah. Ah. Ah.
This is the most adorable thing ever. Alright, I'm throwing in the towel. Oreo, you win. Don't hurt him, Oreo.